Okay, hello gamers, how are we doing? My unmute button is still broken, although I thought all of the other stuff had stayed, but hang on. Let me fix that really quickly. Or it's not working again. My Stream Deck is once again not working. Okay. Yep, it is once again not working. What is the point of having this thing if it doesn't work? Hello, how are we doing? Hi Kier, hi username, hi Ash, hi Jay, hi username, hi Saribot, hi Kier, hi Ash, I love you all. Thank you for being here. Did I miss anybody? Yes, I've had this idea for the since I put up the coffee donation link, is that when people donate, I ask them what color paw they want, and then I will give them a little paw up at the top. Double hello, yes. Terrible to have a migraine. I'm so sorry, Jay. That really sucks. Hopefully you can get through it. I am very sorry. I'm just gonna turn off my Stream Deck because it's not working. But yeah, my idea is that I every day or so, anytime that someone donates, I give them a little paw. I did this last year with my subathon, but it was each color was a designated amount that someone did. So I kind of wanted this time, since it's a lot more loose and everything like that, then people can choose what color they want. And the calico one seems to be pretty popular, and the black paw seems to be pretty popular. I would offer a donation, but I have 5 bits from when you could watch ads for bits. Oh my god, I remember that. I remember watching ads for bits. That's a legacy thing. You should keep those bits forever. Never get rid of them. I feel for you, Jay, as a migraine haver. Yeah, that's fair. I will say that I don't normally experience migraines that include pain. I have had several ocular migraines in the past, which basically just means that there's some kind of weird spinny thing in my vision, and it doesn't really hurt, but it just feels very weird, and it can make you dizzy sometimes. Something has replaced the Baldur's Gate 3 brain rot. Oh, whoa, what is it? Someone I really cared about started streaming a long time ago, and I was determined to get about 1,000 bits through ads so I could give them a bunch of bits and fill the cup they had. Oh, that's really cute. Chaperone. Yeah, I can see that. Anna has also been obsessed with Chaperone. They used to be chronic, but my doctor suggested that I change my eating habits, and that helped. Nice. So when they do come around, I was not gonna take a long jump. Yeah, that's fair. Everybody loves Chaperone. I have mainly only heard the songs that have been popular on TikTok, specifically the Good Luck Babe. One, which everybody was making edits of Haley from Stardew Valley about. One of my girlfriends and I were talking about it. We might go to ACL just to see her. Oh, whoa. I am illiterate, ignore my grammar. Hey, spelling things and typing correctly is overrated, and don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. The fun is in the typos. Hot to go, red wine, supernova, and phenomenon. Yes. And Pink Pony Club as well. I've only seen that one a little bit, but that's because I don't think I'm quite on the lesbian side of TikTok. Sometimes the algorithm gets a little confused and they give me some. It does dip into that, and I'm like, that's not quite my that's not quite my vibe exactly. But I'm not straight, so they got it there. I use LOL, LMAO, and the skull emoji for grammar. Don't feel bad. Yeah. I believe that typos and spelling incorrectly is a time-honored tradition and should be respected. Well, respected and mercilessly mocked sometimes, if Sari is any indication. Hi Mal, I love you. Hope you're doing well. Pink Pony Club, my kink is karma. Super graphic, ultra modern girl. That one I haven't heard. I've heard a lot of these in like Duck Dan's stream as well. Although sometimes he listens to music and I turn it down just a little bit because I get overwhelmed with like a lot of noise between like his game, his talking, his music, my game. I turn his stream down sometimes. So I don't always hear his music, but sometimes I do, and one of them has definitely been my kink is karma. Has a really funny intro. Oh, am I gonna have to listen to this? You know what they say, never waste a Friday night on a first date, but there I was in my heels with my hair straight, and so I take him to this bar. This man wouldn't dance. He didn't ask a single question. He was wearing these fugly jeans. It doesn't matter though, he doesn't have what it takes to be with a girl like me. I can see that. Hi Sophie. Thank you for the bits to gigantify Spooky Cat Kevin's very cute emote. I do really like the gigantify emotes thing, letting you like really like look at emotes up close is very cool. I hope you're doing well today, Sophie. How do you gigantify emotes? With bits. It's this new thing that Twitch came out with, that instead of making it optional, they just put it on everybody's stream all the time. Where you give like, what is it? Oh, 30 bits for the chance, not the chance, but to like gigantify an emote. Yeah, and they put the bits with the channel points, which is interesting. I don't like that because then like when I'm trying to redeem something in someone's stream quickly, it can get in the way. And then I'm like trying to find what I'm looking for, but it's too far down. Hydrate. Everybody else make sure to hydrate as well. Yeah, it's really interesting that they when I first saw them talk about it, because I got like the notification at the top of the and like the notifications on Twitch. Honestly, honestly, very, very good use of that. Oh my god. I like it. I like it. I think it's cool. I'm gonna scream. Honestly, I wish I could make it look different on the on-screen chat, but it does not. It looks exactly the same. Stupid fingies. Ah, it's fine. But yeah, like when I first saw them like talking about that, I thought it was going to be like the Twitch alerts that you can like opt in to have like the celebrations and like the fireworks and like the sprinkling of the emotes and stuff, but no, it's just always on. So I'm interested to see if they adjust that at all. I drew something and I'm kind of proud of it. Oh, whoa. What'd you draw? Hi, Sari. I love you. Hope you're doing well. I feel like the hyper popcat or whatever that is the best choice for that. I feel like Anna specifically would like that message right there. Hi, Talon. I love you. I hope you're doing well. So I drew my character for the first time myself, but not that proud of that, but I drew my character with a trickster cosplay and I'm proud of that. Let's go. Nice. The woman who got me the job is coming to the house tomorrow to collect forms at like 9 a.m. What if I perished? I'm so sorry. Why must I be chained to the shackles of capitalism? I want to be practicing Lucio, not working. I'm so sorry. We are just kind of going through it today, aren't we? I'm still not exactly sure what I want to play today. However, I could play Overwatch for Kier. I was thinking about playing Coral Island, however, because I was watching Lurk show off her progress in like year 2, and there is so much to unlock. Holy shit. And I'm like looking at it and I'm like, what if and hear me out, played Coral Island so we could get actually a little bit further. Hi, Bliss. I love you. Hi, Sharky. I love you too. I hope you're doing well. Sorry. I got all of the homies started showing up and I was like, there are so many cool people here. What the hell? It's an entire game. Yeah, I've just like I've been playing it so slowly, and I started it when it was so early in beta that one of like the first event that you can do was not fun. It's not finished. So I was like, maybe I should play some more Coral Island because I've only been playing it like once a week. Good morning. It is past noon for me, but hello. I'm good. I'm kind of sleepy, I'm not gonna lie. I may have stayed up a little bit too late last night. That was my own fault, however. My life would be yours if I played Overwatch. My brain rot is so severe. Would you consider not killing me if I didn't play Undertale? Not the butt kisses. I'm still going to play Undertale. I might play Overwatch today. I feel like that might be fun. I was playing last night and the games were not that great. However, I feel like that's just like what happens when you play later at night. I'm gonna 1v1 you in Overwatch if you don't play Undertale. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's fair. Except you're gonna be like Junkrat and I'm gonna be Mercy and I'm gonna not move and you're just gonna murder me. I think the season reset is today. I don't know what that means exactly. But I hope everybody's doing well today. I would be down to queue with you after I eat my dinner. Oh, whoa. It's like a brand new season of Overwatch. Ah, yes. The rank reset of Overwatch. I wonder if it is largely the same. I mean, like, I feel like it's slightly different. Like, you don't really have to get back to where you were before when it comes to, like, Dead by Daylight as compared to Overwatch, is that you have to, like, get back to Eerie 1 again, even though you don't really have to. All it is just a million blood points at the end of the season, the end of the month. They add new things and comp resets. Ah, good thing I have not yet played comp. I probably will because it's on there. Overwatch 2 ranked. And you guys have been so incredibly kind to me. So it will be happening. But I'm scared of comp. Somebody's gonna tell me I don't know what I'm doing and they're gonna be right because I don't know what I'm doing. Love watching others play Overwatch. I'm too scared to play. That is fair. There is a lot going on. And like, it's a lot to learn. However, if you go in trying to take it very not seriously, then that is really where you need to be, because it's a very silly game. General self-care check for everybody. Make sure that you are drinking some water as well. I will take a drink of water. Make sure that you are drinking some water and having some food. And if you have not done either one of those in a while, please do that. Get some water in you, get a snack, put on some lotion, chapstick, put on your blue light glasses, which I'm not currently wearing. I probably need to clean these. Put on your blue light glasses or protective glasses if you're Rev Spicy. Sit up, stop shrimping. Stop sitting on your foot. I am sitting on my foot. How do you guys know? How do you guys know every time that I'm sitting on my foot and then you redeem the self-care check? Stop shrimping, stop sitting on your foot. Let's see. What else do I normally say? Why is it playing the song that I play at the start again? Play something else. Okay. Shrimps is bugs. It's true. What do I normally say? Give your pets a pat and be kind to yourself. Don't sit on your foot. Don't sit on your leg. Don't sit on your tailbone. True. I keep forgetting to add the tailbone part in because apparently that's a problem. I've never experienced that. Hang on, I have to fix my chair. Oh, sorry, my microphone. I'm doing laundry, but I'm here. I did my laundry on Monday, and I still haven't folded it. It's still sitting in the laundry basket right there. Just lie down as a sack of potatoes. Honestly, laying down, just laying on the floor sometimes is therapeutic. Do we know what game is coming up? Probably Overwatch. Simply adjusting position after sitting on tailbone is a new kind of pain. See, maybe I'm just like not a part of the cool crowd. Like I don't know what that entails exactly. Like I've not experienced that. I don't think I've sat on my tailbone. I should really like make like a thing that pops up when someone does the self-care check, because I have so many things to say. I have so many things that I normally say that I just forget about sometimes, and it does not help that I get confused and get distracted and stop halfway through. I want you to sit on the farthest part of your ass, almost sitting on your lower back, and then come back to me when you try and move in 30 minutes. That sounds terrible. I mean, like, I could do it for science, however. I guess I feel that way. I guess I feel that way about sitting on my foot. Like, it is comfy. It is so comfy until I go to stand up, and then my foot is asleep and I can't feel it, and I'm stumbling, limping across to the door. Cannot stand up straight. My foot is pins and needles. Cannot sit on my foot at all. I lose feeling after like 10 seconds. I'm so sorry. It has gotten to the point where I'm like, my knees are going to explode as I get older. They're going to just they're gonna have so many problems if I keep sitting on my foot, if I keep sitting with my like legs crossed. I'm just gonna be in so much pain. I'm going to be suffering. So I need to stop doing that. I even have like a little footstool underneath my desk so I can put my feet on something so they're not just hanging down. But even then, I still end up with sitting on my foot. I blame the fact that I am bisexual. Can't sit up straight. It is Pride Month, so... Can't even sit on the floor straight, like poor circulation bitches ride it up. Stronger than any US Marine, if you ask me. Mind you, hurt already since I was 15, and normal sitting hurts more than the comfy abnormal poses. Honestly, I respect it. See, that's the kind of thing, is that every person is just like so unique, and like things that may be uncomfortable to someone else are completely fine for someone. Like, I don't like playing on controller. It hurts my wrists after a while. I used to play PlayStation all the time, but other people will be like, oh yeah, playing controller is so much more comfortable than playing keyboard and mouse. And I'm like, really? You think that controller is better? But to them, it is better. The way that they sit and the way that they hold the controller is easier for them and less painful than like a keyboard and mouse. Can't work with controller at all. Yeah, I used to play exclusively on like consoles. I had PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 4. And I just realized like after like a long time of doing that, like the position that my wrists are in when I'm holding a controller hurts after a while, to the point where I would sometimes like force myself to wear like wrist braces just so that I couldn't like sit at a weird angle. And like, even I will say that even using keyboard and mouse, sometimes if I am not paying attention, my like half of my hand will start falling asleep, which is really not that great. The trickle carpal tunnel so bad for me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Depends on which controller it is. Some controllers are really painful and other ones are more comfy to hold. That is a good point. I wonder which ones are less comfortable for me. Like I've been playing on my Switch recently because I'm trying to get somebody off my island so that we can villager hunt on Thursday. And I've been using like just the Joy-Cons without any like other pieces, and that is comfortable to me. For me, it depends on the controller. PS4 controllers are fine, but Switch, Xbox controllers hurt my hands after a while. See, I wonder what that is. Is it just like the size or the positioning of the buttons, or like where the joysticks are? Because I know that Xbox controllers are slightly different, and they like have the what is that? What are you sending to me? You're living my best life. Junkrat is drowning. This ain't about it. Oh, fuck, my spirit. Fuck. My stream deck isn't working. Hang on. This is just me and Kier playing Overwatch. I'm like trying to heal everyone, and Kier is over in the corner being like, help me, I'm dying. And I'm like, I'm trying to heal everybody. I enjoy, and like Lifeweaver's thing is like you have to like hold it for a second to send like a good heal to people. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, that's literally me. They're bigger in the joystick, and D-pad are switched. Yeah, that's fair. Junkrat can save himself. Yeah, he's gonna throw his bomb into the water and then explode it and just go flying out, land on the beach. It's normally when I'm not playing Junkrat that I'm panicking. Yeah, that's fair. I have played Junkrat a little bit, and he is kind of fun. I hate playing against Junkrat is the problem. Because if they get like a good vantage point and can just like shoot his like grenade gun on the ground near you, you're fucked basically. However, I do think it's funny when I use the pedal versus a Junkrat that is like lobbing grenades down to where people are, and then I use the pedal and I'm like higher, and then they continue to try to shoot me with their grenades. but it doesn't directly hit, and it just keeps like going past me because I changed the elevation. My keyboard just fell asleep and it startled me. Yeah. I have been playing around with other DPS recently. I mainly play Hanzo. Hanzo is fun. I like his bow, and like having not only like a time when you have to like actually aim, and having a time where you can just like spray arrows at people. I also like using his like my natural reaction was to say aura reading. His like detection arrow, and then using his ult into where I can see everybody being. That makes me feel extremely powerful. Technically it's the same idea. Aura reading, because you see them moving, you see their aura. But it's the Dead by Daylight brain. Lucio is a lot of fun. I love like just shoving people back, especially when I'm like running. I'm like going really fast around places, and then like someone is like trying to 1v1 one of my teammates. And so I just like kind of like sneak in there really quickly, and I just like boop them backwards and knock them off balance. I'm very bad about like switching between the speed and the healing, however. I usually stay on healing just because like unless like the team needs to get someplace quickly, I mainly stick on healing. I probably should like switch back and forth while I'm like moving and doing different things, but I stay by people as much as possible. But it's stuff like this that makes me worried about trying out ranked, because I don't fucking pay attention. I don't pay attention to anything that people say is like the best way to play somebody, because I'm like, eh. I'm like, I could watch this video about somebody knowing what they're doing, but that then feels a little bit like homework. I feel like I'm being lectured. Can't with Lucio, sadly the movement is so disorienting for me. That is fair. He is very speedy, and I didn't realize at first that you can just slide along the wall. Like, I thought you just had to like jump and like keep jumping to stay on the... No, you can just hold the button and stay on the wall. However, his movement is very interesting. Accidentally switching modes when I play Lucio. That is fair. Hi Natsu, I love you. Hope you're doing well. Watching SK play Lucio looks like she is consistently switching back and forth between the two. Yeah. And that's probably like the better way to play it. However, I end up sticking with like trying to heal most of the time. That's why when I'm playing support, unless I'm playing Moira, when I play support, I usually end up with like 5,000 heals and like maybe 1,000 damage, because I focus on healing more than doing damage. Just came back from work. It was so boring. I'm so sorry. Mainly had school classes today, and I saw the same two teachers ordering coffee and food like 20 times. Did they come in and you were like, hey, I know what you want. I'm just gonna give you the normal. Hi, Tessier. I love you. Hope you're doing well. Need to get better at the other supports so I don't panic when I solo queue and someone chooses Moira before I can. Yeah. Me just being a Mercy main and starting to learn Brigitte so I don't have to struggle with not having a backup in support. Yeah. I realized that like I like started playing and I liked Lifeweaver and I liked Moira because I've seen like Shells play Moira. Moira is just like very strong with heals and damage and stuff like that. But Kier already plays Moira and Anna was liking Lifeweaver. And I was like, okay, well, there are only 2 slots. So like 2 slots for support. So I would have to juggle between what if like Kier is also playing support. Kier will always pick Moira, at least at the time. Kier has been trying out other supports. But it's like I struggle with like asking someone to be able to play a specific character. I'm sorry, but every time I see how Twitch shortened your name for emotes, I lose it. I mean, it's a little bit funny. Just a tad humorous. But yeah, then I started playing Zenyatta, and I was like, man, this guy's really cool. Like, I like him a lot. He does pretty decent damage, although you have to aim. And just like the consistent healing and stuff is pretty good. And then Sari, we were playing Mystery Heroes, and Sari played Zenyatta and was like, Zenyatta is a lot of fun. And I was like, oh fuck. Of course, I shouldn't be surprised. We all have the same tastes. I've been enjoying playing other supports recently, plus knowing I can play in other supports to help during certain matches is super nice. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably true that you should like know a couple of the different characters and then swap between them depending on like the other people on your team or like what map you have, what side you have. But also I just like playing Lifeweaver because he's pretty. The fact that Mal and I are planning a community server since over a month and we just keep forgetting. You got this. I didn't know how to set up my own Discord server when I was setting up mine, so I had to ask Sari to help check everything to make sure it was set up correctly. Sometimes we're getting wrecked and need more heals, so I'll switch back to Moira because she has the best group heals. Yeah. Honestly, I want to learn, but when I have a PC that likes to drop crucial frames when shooting and aiming, learning ain't worth it for me right now. That is fair. And, you know, Mercy doesn't really need to aim. You sent me something? Oh, whoa. What did you send? Cool. Oh. Meow. Look. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. I love it. Literally cracked. I know how to do everything, I just keep forgetting. Yeah. Mal is so cool and talented. And thinking about joining the art fight. I don't know. I still don't know very much about art fight. Except for what I've read from Rev or listened to Rev say, but you definitely should if you want to. I think I want to try Chisame Kiriko after I'm done learning Lucio. Yeah, that's fair. You don't have to aim worth anything with Mercy. You just have to know how to pocket and pocket well. The couple of times that I have played Mercy, I'm not very good at staying out of the way. Maybe it's because I was playing like Lifeweaver and Moira as I was learning, but I am so bad about just like getting in the way or like getting in line of sight like enough that they kill me. I should probably work on that. I stole bottle caps from work today, you know, the ones from glass bottles to make pins with them. I actually have like a bottle cap collection. And it is all because of Fallout. I have like a giant like plastic bottle that you're supposed to use to like put change in, but it's just full of bottle caps. I gotta keep working on my persona design for art fight. You got this. I also keep reading that as fuck. I know it's art fight, but my brain is always like, as fuck. Lucio and Zen are apparently best if you are trying to get out of a spawn camp push. Because you can pull focus from the opposing team and allow your team enough time to get out. Yeah, that's fair. I like Zenyatta's ult because it basically just like gives you a bunch of healing and like protection, and you can't get killed while you're healing and protecting. Hi dog, I love you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, like I said, I probably should like pay closer attention to like like the tactically like what it I'm struggling to phrase this. I should probably pay attention to what is like the smart way of doing things. But I am also dumb, and I don't pay attention to anything. And sometimes I will fully have the information. I will like know what the best way to do something is or like react to something is, and then I will in the moment just forget and like panic and do something else. Gonna share what I have so far in the fruits. Oh whoa. Oh, that's very cool. The hell? Terry is so cool and talented and creative. I love that they just look very tired. They're just eepy. Just an eepy little scrunkly guy. Eternally EP. Did you draw inspiration from the milkman from That's Not My Neighbor, be honest? Yeah, we might play some Overwatch today. Possibly. No, actually I didn't. Ah, okay. However, when it comes to Overwatch, I will say that I will struggle to read chat and stuff like that, so I'm very sorry if I miss things that are said. It is part of why I've thought about not streaming Overwatch, but also it's just fun. It is very fun until I get a Pharah on the opposite team that just keeps flying up and just sniping everyone. Fucking hate Pharah. She's just fancy Junkrat that can fly. I mean, Junkrat can fly too, but he's more like he explodes something and goes, you know, flings himself into the air. As I said yesterday, I'm ready to ruin my day when I boot up Overwatch. It ain't my cozy game at all. Yeah, that's fair. I've been trying very, very hard to take it as like little seriously as possible. And just try. That's why I like playing support as much as I do, is because I just kind of like focus on like heals and like trying to make sure that my team stays alive and like heal everybody. And because like as support, it's not really my job to push in first into like the fray, right? Like I'm mainly just there to keep everybody alive. And then like if we lose, then pfft, that sucks, but what am I supposed to do about it? Run into the middle of everybody, the opposing team standing on the point, and then die immediately? Because that's what's gonna happen. I try to talk and then get distracted and stop mid-sentence and then forget what I was saying. See, I just do that just any time. I do that doing absolutely nothing. I get distracted looking at Discord and then I'm silent for a few seconds and I have to like pop myself back out of that. It's the same here, and my petty self can just not heal someone when they decide to be a bitch. I feel that. There was like someone who was being like rude because I was going in like when I first started, because a couple of people were kind of mean. They were like, what the fuck are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. Uninstall the game, blah, 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 blah. And so I would go in sometimes when I was solo and I would be like, hey, I'm still kind of new. Sorry if I do something stupid. And like, there was this one person that said something like really not mean exactly, but not exactly kind either. They said something like really passive aggressive. And I was just like, you know what? I could have just not healed you. You know? Like, probably shouldn't have healed you because you were being annoying. I did have someone, I was like, hey, I'm kind of new. Sorry if I do something stupid. And they were like, well, I'm on a win streak. Play who you main. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm fucking doing. So I have no mains. Yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Yeah, no, you're right. Just run in and die instantly because I'm a squishy little support. just dead. Why is it playing the start song again? This is like the second time it's played it. Play something else. God. Damn, maybe we shouldn't have been saying garbage to the healers as if we heal the team and keep them alive. I do always think it's very, very funny when like I'm playing along and finally like the other team targets me as like the support and I die. And then just magically, just everyone else in the team dies after I die and they get like a team kill. And I'm just like, gee, I wonder who is keeping everyone alive. Kippy and I can now die together. Rip Bozo. I said at the beginning of a match I was new at Ana, and then at the end of the first round they were like, Ana, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, I told you I was new to Ana. And they were like, oh, sorry, I didn't read that. Yeah. It's like, that's why I've been trying also like really hard not to like pick on my teammates unless they're actually being like really annoying, either it like spamming for heals or like saying shit in the like the chat. I try not to be too harsh on like my teammates because they're probably either pretty new or they don't know a lot about the game, or they're just playing while they're trying to relax and not like think about it too hard and just play a little game and just like move on to the next one, which is what I should be doing as well. So like when it's only when people like start spamming notifications or they're like annoying or they're mean in the chat, then I'm just like, just be chill, just be cool. Genjis are too fast for their own good. I had one in a game last night that it was like that one that no way Sari is now playing Overwatch 2. It was like that one that has like almost like train cars that's by one of the spawns, and the Genji kept going into the train cars where I could not reach him from down where I was. And he was just so close to death so much. And I was like, bro, please. I know your whole thing is that you're really speedy and you're really fast, but buddy. And then I life grip saved him and he said thank you, and I was like, okay, we're cool. We're cool. Also had a tank rage quit in WoW leveling dungeon because he died once. Oh my god. So that's just proof that it's not one specific game. It's just gamers all across like the board. We're just fucking annoying. Mom was here to have lunch. Bye cuties. Ash, please go enjoy your lunch. Have all of the good food. And thank you for being here. And I will see you later at some point. Ow. My neck hurts. As Mercy, I have to stay either with the tank or the group. I cannot run after Genji that refuses to come back. Yep. And I feel the same way a little bit about like widows, because like usually widows like run off and like do their thing. They like find their little vantage point. But then when they are in danger, I can't fucking get to them. I can't heal them because they're all the way over there up in some little hide spot. Welcome back, Jay. Ow. Fuck. I just punched my desk. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it just always feel bad when like you're like trying to heal someone, but like literally the entire other team is targeting like the tank, and you're like, I cannot heal you fast enough. Ow, my head hurts. Fine. Sombras and Widows hurt me to heal, they never come back. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've seen like a Tracer or like a Sombra just like off on their fucking own. And then I did have one, I like life gripped her back because she was like critical health, and then she got kind of annoyed with me. She like did the no reaction, and I was like, I'm sorry, did you want me to just let you die? Like, what do you mean? We are probably going to run into ads here in just a minute, and then I'm going to probably switch over the game. If that's okay with you guys. We might play some Overwatch. Do some Overwatch things. I was playing Cassidy the other night and a little bit last night too, and I actually got some people with his ult. It was very, very cool. I had to go like up where nobody was expecting me to be, and I managed to get like 3 people, and it was Cassabut is fun. I wish I would have brought a burger back home. Borgor. I had a burger last night. It was very good. Yep, there's the ads. Okay. Okay, hello. Ads should be done. Hello. I've been here this whole. Oh, my PNG isn't moving. Hang on. I forgot that I plugged in my microphone after. There we go. Hello. Now I'm talking. Let me fix my game capture. Oh, there we go. Let me. Do I have the? No, I don't have the audio in. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Nope, do not get rid of that. Let me add that. There we go. Make sure that I have that turned down just a little bit, because I will probably have music playing, but a little bit quieter. I don't know. You're making me blush. For being able to stream an hour just talking, well, that's because you guys are talking to me. And I want to talk to you guys. Sarah, do you want to be in VC? So that you don't have to hear extra game sounds and stuff? Okay. Hello. Oh, my audio is messed up. Hang on. This is the problem with setting back up your computer 800 times. Is that there? Okay. My Moira kill streak went up. It was 23 and now it's 30. Well, that's just because you're simply cracked. Okay, I'm gonna take the progress pause off. Gonna play some support probably. I feel like support is just like a lot less pressure. Cause I'm just there to do some heals. Favorite moment forever will be everyone randomly starting to text in German in my chat. Everyone started using Google Translate. And how much could you trust Google Translate? Baptiste, good choice. Let me open up OBS so that I have a good eye on all of my audio mixing. My computer is a little bit slow, so if things are a little bit delayed, if the game gets a little bit framey, I apologize. But trust me, it's doing its best.
Where did a medic like you learn to handle a weapon like that?
The number of battlefields I've seen, I was bound to pick something up.
Don't use Google Translate if you don't know anything about other languages. Yeah. It seems like Google Translate doesn't always good luck, have fun, have good English. Me too, bro. Ah, I got stuck on the doorway. Ah!
Bounding forth.
Ah! Nope! Rain! 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 No! No! Fuck. He got too far away.
Safety in numbers.
Okay, well. Hey, Super Princess Brooke, how you doing? Very good to see you. Welcome in. Okay. So, how we doing? Oh my god.
For the Crusaders!
I really like Baptiste. Oh god. No! No! But I will say I mainly like Baptiste because he just seems kind of cool. I like his... Wait, no!
Life protects life.
Oh, well. Hey!
They have a turret.
They have a turret. Yeah, no shit.
Nice. My tree's gone. Find cover.
Immortality field deployed.
I just walked behind the tank on the other seat. See? Oh, fuck. Ow. I think that's probably one of my favorite things to do as support is just kind of like
In the flow.
sneak behind. Oh, fuck.
The warmth of Biolite.
Helden sterben nicht.
Nice to be the patient.
Do something.
No!
Best round lost.
You'll be safe in here. Ooh.
Score 0-1.
Trying to touch point so it would stop progressing. Yeah.
Bounding forth. I've got reservations at a fantastic restaurant, but I'm not too sure who to invite.
Absolutely Junkrat.
Nice
I live for this.
Bastion is so cute.
Five,
Heroes never die. Yeah.
2, 1.
Oh, that's cute.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Change of plans. Let's win this time.
Not so fast.
Burn bright for me.
Can't have it getting worse.
Hey! That's awkward.
Wanted.
I have a bad habit of doing that where I like put the pedal down to like get a little bit like out of the way and then it gets stuck on something that is over my head that I didn't notice. No! Arisa!
Silly human.
No!
Life from life.
No!
We're outnumbered.
Oh. Why did that go without me? What the hell?
Under my protection. Systems hacked.
Okay.
ฉลาดกันนักนะเอ๊ะหรือเราโง่เอง
Now go get him.
No!
Outnumbered. Be advised. Behind you.
Feeling better, I hope.
Excellent teamwork.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay. GG's.
Niran. Really?
Sigma, present.
Nah, that party was boring. Your day just got made. Let's kick this off. The battle ignites me.
Actuating the
Okay.
barrier. A little care always helps.
She's gonna blow. He'll hide in the cave.
Oh fuck. Okay. Yeah.
Play of the game.
Not a fan of that Junkrat skin. I gotta endorse Sari. Endorse the Kiriko as well. Okay. Yeah, the thing about Sombra is that she can like sneak in sometimes, but doesn't she also have to be like visible? She can't be invisible when she's like claiming a point or making the robot move. I look over and I see there's nothing wrong with spicy meatballs. What did I miss? Hello? Oh my god. Don't worry. Okay. I won't worry about it. I will simply have no thoughts. Head empty, just vibes. I trust you guys to behave. I honestly use it to learn better pronunciation too. So it's got some uses that can be good or bad. In my case, bad because I've called Malika a spicy meatball many times. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. But yeah, I mainly just kind of like go along with everybody, and if I can like use my tree while we're trying to push forward and like claim a spot or like move the robot forward or something, then I try to do that. However, sometimes I just am at a loss for what I'm supposed to be doing as a support. Gonna put the kiddo in bed. Nice. Bed time.
Prepare for battle.
That's why I call her Mal for short. Mal uses they and he pronouns, by the way. My two options are playing DBD Killer or Overwatch, and I don't know which one is better. I mean, like DBD is fun. Killer specifically, if you are not trying at all. We need that. We need the gay. The fuck is that?
5,
We need the rainbow soda.
3,
A pleasure.
1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Increasing altitude.
How much do you hate yourself today? On a scale from 1 to 10, 10. Survivor. Ah.
I have found
Fair call.
I hear some clicky heels. Oh fuck. That was stupid.
Objective unlocked.
We have the robot. And isn't it friendly?
All right, progress. That's what I like to see.
Fucking Farah.
Thank you so much.
No, Farah! No, Farah! Okay, well.
This is going pretty well. Let's keep this lead.
Can't have it getting worse.
Ah! There's a Hanzo back there. Oh yeah, this is one of the tavern like bard songs from Dragon Age Inquisition.
Irrepressible.
And it makes me want to play Dragon Age so bad.
Spawn activated.
No! I'm too far away.
They took the robot. Don't let it move a single step.
Scared. I'm scared. Oh, there was a hamster. He didn't see me.
Forward spawn.
Windborne.
The enemy is pushing their barricade.
A little care always helps.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Bounding forth.
Nice. Oh, fuck.
Rains from above.
Ah! Well,
They've taken the robot.
Robots with us now.
yeah, I'm gonna do...
It's not a
I want to do like a big replay of the Dragon Age games because I love those games so much.
Don't let them take another step.
And you guys are gonna have to listen to me yell about Dragon Age. Oh, hello.
For the Crusaders! Can't let them push ahead.
They're taking our lead. Stop them.
The warmth of firelight. Life protects life. A big hug for a large friend.
They are going to take the lead if we don't stop them.
My tree's gone.
The robot is
Find
in our
cover.
possession.
That should do it. In the flow.
Can't lock on. Okay.
These barrels pushing our
Forward
barricade
spawn
up.
activated.
Ah! Oh, fuck.
Surrender to my will. Let the push commence. Rocket barrage incoming.
Oh, well, he went up with me. That's awkward. It was only supposed to be for me.
Bounding forth.
Justice reigns from above. A cure for all the veils.
A touch of regrowth.
Ah!
Never proceed.
Fincher here.
Soldier 76, reporting for duty.
Feeling better out here.
Out of my way or I'll run you over. When you can push, against a robot.
ลงไปกับสายลม
Onward!
I kissed the little dragon on its forehead. I was like, oh, what a cute little giant red dragon. I'm gonna give it a little smooch.
Back again for another try.
And then I was dead. What's going on here? Is everyone butt spot now? Yes, actually.
I will keep you safe.
Life protects life.
Oi! Fuck off!
Bounding forth.
Leave me alone!
The tree is falling. Take care.
Can't take much more. Come
Something for the sting.
Let's go. For the Crusaders.
I'm on fire. Long by the side.
Let's get moving.
The warmth of firelight.
Surrender to my will.
My barrier is about to break.
You cannot allow them to take the robot.
Don't get caught by that turret.
Oh, fuck.
Life from life.
Ah! Ah! I tried to heal them. It didn't work. No.
In the flow.
Forward spawn.
Feeling better, I think.
Okay.
Justice reign.
Well, that was satisfying. That was satisfying. That was really satisfying.
Forward spawn.
Oh, justice reigns from a
Some healing. Bounding forth. Life protects life.
狐のかぎ爪を解き放て
You're better off with me.
60 seconds.
Brimming with firelight. Take cover. The tree's gone.
Ow. Okay. that was really satisfying. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold on to that.
Final destination.
Talaga nak na. Eh? Nilangoying.
No.
Windborne.
Enemy has our robot.
30
Not for
seconds
long.
remaining.
My ultimate is ready. Join me.
Fuck you, Hamster. Oh my god, did I just mess that up for you? Oh my god. Oh no.
Bounding forth.
Enemy over there.
Overtime.
Our time runs short. Take the robot now.
Forward spawn.
Turret destroyed.
Victory.
Yeah, let's go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I messed it up. That's like something that I could not have known would happen. But I am still sorry. Oh my god. Thank you for lurking, Natsu. I appreciate it. Oh my god. That one was kind of funny. I don't think Buttspot is programmed to react like that. Buttspot likes to target people specifically. I've been targeted multiple times in the past. Mal, thank you for lurking. I appreciate it. Also, thank you for the follow, Brooke. I appreciate that. I don't think I heard it go off because I was in the middle of probably getting shot at.
Spend every moment growing into who you truly are.
Much lies in store. Let us see to it.
Look.
A pleasure. What is your fascination with artificial decay?
To reverse entropy, we must tame it.
But inflicting it on yourself, you're withering away.
Cat.
I've always thrived under a deadline. 5, 4, 3,
Oh my god.
1. Attack commencing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. We are targeting the support, evidently. Gotcha. Fuck off. Okay. It must be really, really easy to get a bunch of kills when you are the tank and you go after the support.
Back again for
Limestone. Eh, I thought it was kind of a cute little nickname that you had.
something for the stage.
Okay. Okay, you can just knock me back into my spawn. Fine.
With the payload, for the mission.
Bounding forth.
Meteor strike.
You want me to use it as Nah, it's okay. I already have so many names. I only have 2, but I already have names. I just thought it was
That should do it.
Praise upon us.
Let it flow.
A taste of poison.
Moving the payload. Feel free to join me.
Is lacking.
I hate this map.
Catch you later.
Actually, can we shorten it to Stone? No. I will not be known as Stone.
I offer something more.
Life from moving the payload. We're outnumbered. Need a lift?
This is your warning.
Bounding forth. Better you,
Maybe stoned, but stone, nah. Hey, I've never been stoned in my life.
Soy intocable.
It's not embarrassing if you're shameless.
I love it when Lifeweaver says that. It's not embarrassing if you're shameless.
Escort in progress.
sting.
For the Crusaders!
Irrepressible. Life protects life. Oh dear.
My shield holds strong. Time for a fight.
The tree is falling. Take care. A touch of regrowth.
Okay.
Taking flight.
I'm stuck. Okay.
Your strike.
60 seconds remaining.
ล่องไปกับสายลม
Target located.
A cure. A little care always helps.
Convene at the payload.
Up and at 'em.
Oh my god.
Seconds remaining.
I hate this map. I try to go in taking it as little seriously as possible, and then I get this fucking map and people that knock us back into our spawn. And I'm like, how am I supposed to take this not seriously and have fun with it?
10 seconds remaining.
Is of the essence.
Duplicating
For the
recon.
Crusaders!
Adapt to my ultimate is almost charged.
Irrepressible.
Take it so seriously.
Oh my god.
¿Te sientes mal? Hasta parece que no se está esforzando.
A bit of both, but things didn't come out the way I meant it, and some things were unintentional awful jokes. Honestly, I respect it. Sometimes you say some shit.
I'm untouchable.
A touch of regrowth.
The payload has reached the chapel.
Thorns in the face are an inconvenience. Life protects life.
Taking flight.
My tree's gone. Find cover.
Catch you later.
Yeah, basically you have no filter.
Irrepressible.
Engaging enemy combatant.
For the Crusaders! Can you feel the heat?
Peace.
Yeah, I will admit that I've done that a lot as well in the past. However, being online so much has got me like rethinking everything that I say. No.
Some healing.
Meteor strike!
Okay, well, I did it again. Oh my god. Sometimes I can use the pedal to like get away from situations. Sometimes, however, I throw it at the wrong place. Oh.
Bounding forth.
Payloads are finished up right now.
Better for the part.
60 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Surrender to my will.
No. Oh my god.
We're outnumbered.
Combat protocols activated.
Knockout.
Enemy here. Now go get it.
I love being targeted by the tank. Like, bro. And you're still almost dead? Like, how did you do that? Oh, that was kind of funny.
Something for the state. Long by the silo.
Look! I knew he was gonna do that too. Whatever. I always endorse the support. You skipped that and I got play of the game. I'm so sorry. I was done with that game like as soon as I realized that they were like right outside and the Doomfist started targeting me. I'm sorry. You have my deepest apologies. Normally I wait to see who got play of the game, but I was annoyed. I'm sorry. Did you want to save it before we go into the next queue? Because I'm sorry. I would say that I curse less in chats compared to when I actually speak, and I think even when I speak, it's less than what it used to be. Yeah, that's fair. Being on the internet for like a long period of time has made me like rethink like most things that I say before I say them, or like I will say something and then I'll be like, oh fuck, somebody's gonna be like, somebody's gonna use that as like a D's nuts joke. I should probably try to like swear less in like streams and stuff like that, just in case I have to like do something where I need to be a little bit more family friendly. However, swearing is fun. So why would I not swear? I should probably play somebody else other than Life Weaver, but also Life Weaver is so much fun, and also he's so pretty. I'll probably pause after this next game until we get ads that run. Yep. Switch between words like crap and crud if I do something wrong. Yeah. See, like, I grew up in, like, an interesting environment where my family didn't want me to say, like, freaking or something like that instead of fucking, because they thought that it was, like, a gateway swear word. And I mean, like, I can't say exactly that they were wrong because I do swear a lot these days.
Save itself.
Up and at 'em. Ngay sa high.
5, 4, 3,
We were allowed to say feck, but not fuck. Interesting. Very interesting. People are so interesting, like, and weird about swear words. Like, they really are just words.
Let's wipe them out. Enemy spotted.
Better?
objective unlocked.
Sniper, don't get caught.
Windboard.
Lending a hand.
I can't get to them. Oh, there's a sniper.
Start pushing the barricade.
In the flow.
Fucking love you, Tester. Fucking love you too, dog. Yeah, is that the new community word?
Go.
Are we going to be saying that now? I can get behind it.
Let us proceed.
Oh, hello, cowboy. Sir, do you mind? Okay. There was just a cowboy. And he was like, hey, die. And I was like, okay.
It's not embarrassing if you're shameless.
Systems running hot.
Wonder when they're removing the glass on the map because they're doing it soon. Probably like with the new stuff that's coming out.
Start pushing the barricade. Hi.
Probably could have gone the other way, but
Can't have it getting worse.
Sesei Kiki!
My favorite
Surrender to
climatologist.
my will.
Don't move.
not Sari staying alive that entire ow. Not Sari staying alive that entire fucking time. Well, the Melga chased them.
I walked into that one.
Over here.
My life was changed when I found out that you could just
Void spawn activated.
life grip people out of Melga's ult. So sometimes I have to choose someone to save.
This is new.
And I usually try to save like the DPS or any support that got stuck in it.
Did you see that shot, everyone?
Feeling better, I hope.
Whoa! I'm actually on fire.
In the flow.
No, no, no! I can't.
Life from life.
I have to choose who to go after.
Safety in numbers.
Oh, well, that's awkward. Oh, hey, hey, you're not the right May. It's like, oh yeah, May. That's my buddy, May. She's on my team. Oh no, wait, she's suspiciously red. How about that?
Listing of failure.
Ready to initiate self.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Stop them from pushing the barricade.
Glass, right. Glass. Forgot about that.
Bam! Got the robot. Go
pushing the barricade. Come along.
What? Okay. Gonna go now. Bye, Brooke. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the follow. It's always very good to see you.
Windborn. The tree of life is ready.
I probably could have used
The
that.
numbers do not favor us. I believe the robot's better off with us. Don't you?
Thank you for lurking. I appreciate it.
Feeling better, I hope.
Your end is within my reach. You cannot escape me.
Ow!
Bounding
I'm just gonna put this up here.
Surrender to my will. Expect the unexpected.
Rally near the robot and keep pushing.
Shooting at me. Oh,
My tree's gone.
of course.
Find cover.
Cowboy. Fucking cowboy. I love how I have not seen this widow once.
A little care always helps.
Approaching the final destination. Personne
The
n'échappe à
barricade's
mon
moving.
regard.
Join us.
Freeze! Don't move.
Wally.
Nice. Let's go.
Play of the game.
I gotta endorse the Bastion. Bastion is cute. I love Bastion. Yeah, and the one that looks like all overgrown and stuff, that's very cute. Okay. I'm probably gonna not queue up for the next one until the ads run, if that's okay. Yeah, because I kind of need to be okay. We're gonna go take a little break when the ads start running. I'm gonna keep talking until then, but I gotta set up the command. Wait, which command? Oh, the one where you're in the middle of a game and ads are running. Yeah, my thing is that that's kind of like one of the reasons why I don't particularly want to stream Overwatch too much. A little bit is fine, but like not a lot, because I do like being able to pause whatever I'm in. And that's just that's just how I feel about like any game that doesn't pause. Not specifically Overwatch. Like even a little bit Baldur's Gate, because sometimes you can't pause like while a cutscene is happening. The laptop is done being tinkered with. The PC, kill me now. I'm so sorry. It does seem like a lot of people are having some tech issues recently. It's not just me, it's Lurk was talking about how she like went on vacation, came back, and her PC just like broke and like blue screened and then wouldn't start properly, and then like little Simsy's computer has been like restarting or like blue screening or something. I think it's a conspiracy to make everybody get a better PC. And Shells has been blue screening as well. I think it's a conspiracy. Everybody's like, you know, all these fucking nerds out here have bought like a really good PC in the past, and so we need to get them to buy a new one. Okay, well, mine wasn't really good in the past. Mine was kind of mediocre at best. I want to assemble a PC right now. It's too hot and my stuff is fine. I'm just switching the hard drives because this laptop doesn't need a 1 terabyte drive. The PC I'm building needs a 1 terabyte drive. Yeah, that's fair. I've been shopping for computer parts because I still haven't decided if I want to like buy like a pre-built PC or buy the parts and then politely and very kindly ask my brother and my dad to help me put it together because I don't know how to put it together. I don't know shit. But I just have to get like some recommendations about what I should get because I want a pretty good graphics card that's going to last me for a while even if it costs a bit. And I don't want like the highest kind of graphics card. Like I just want one that's pretty good that will like play new games without catching fire. An Nvidia card, yeah, that's what I'm used to. That is what I'm more used to. So we're probably gonna go with that. My brother prefers Intel over AMD. And I'm like, I don't know the difference, but if you say that it's better and that you know more about it, then if you're gonna be the one helping me put it together, I might go with that instead. Yeah, I've been looking at like Newegg and like finding pieces. I need to like make sure that all of the pieces work together. Because I don't know if the PC builder in Newegg will like tell me any things that don't work together. Like currently I have a RTX 4060 12 gig in there. That is like $550 and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Ugh. But if I want a computer that is going to do well, I'm going to have to pay for it. And everybody has been so kind and been helping me out. PayPal is currently holding some of my money because apparently I went over the cap through PayPal through coffee. AMD is going to be cheaper for the same performance depending on the processor you get. Like, would go good together. Okay. See, my problem is that there are so many letters and so many numbers and they all mean something, but I don't know what they mean. So I pick out like pieces that I can understand and pieces that I understand. Like I understand like the gig amount that comes with video cards is like your VRAM and like what is used for video decoding, video encoding, which is used for streaming, and like how it renders stuff in games and things like that. However, knowing that still doesn't put me anywhere near understanding what's going on. RTX 3050 and a Ryzen something something, and it's pretty good. I've been very impressed with your computer and how well it streams and everything like that. Because I thought for a while about getting a laptop like that, but I probably would have just hooked up the laptop to my monitors and my keyboard and my mouse, and so it would have just been a really thin computer that I would have used as a desktop. So I was like, an AM5 processor, AMD newest generations, just would last longer. Yeah. Yeah, my brother has built like multiple PCs. He's built every PC that he's had. He's built like my sister-in-law's PC, his wife's. Um and my dad built mine. But my dad, as much as I love him, is getting a little bit old. So sometimes he does not keep up as well as my brother understands things and has kept up with the idea. I have an original 3050 8 gig card, but it's got some limits. Yeah. Yep. There's the ads. Okay. Oh, that's not what I meant to mute. Okay, hello. I realized I could have turned up the music, but I didn't think to. Wow, imagine being a nerd. I have to fix my chair again. God damn it. Anyway, imagine being a nerd. Could not be anyone else here. Hello. Like I always say, thank you for sitting through ads. I do try to pause before they happen so that, or while they're starting, so that nothing is really missed. However, now that they're done, we're gonna game some more. Don't get me wrong, it's a decent card, but it's also the cheapest you can get with a laptop, and it's just not as strong as other things you can get. Yeah. The only one that had the specs I was looking for was the one I got. There were others that had better graphics cards and GPUs, but then they wouldn't have the right storage or RAM. Yeah, that's fair. Hi, Kat. I love you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I could do a choose my hero point redeem. Oh, whoa. I'm going to make you play as Lifeweaver. Oh, did we find a game? Yeah, Sari has like a limited amount of space and like has to move like around sometimes while they're gaming and just like during the day and stuff like that. So they kind of needed like a compact, easier way of like gaming that wasn't like a full desktop setup, you know? Because while usually having a full desktop setup is usually preferred, it's it's a little bit it's a little bit big. It's a little bit tough to like find room for. Lucio, my beloved.
ไงสหายสวัสดี
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Target's locked. Open fire.
Oh.
In the flow.
My shield holds strong.
Ah!
Disrupting.
Bounding forth. Can't have it getting worse.
No, Sojourn.
Safety in numbers.
There's a Genji. And I heard him and I knew he was there. However, I
ไปกับสายลม
didn't do anything about it. Ah, fuck.
You're blossoming.
Objective lost. Stop the
We are fewer in number, but great.
I'm feeling good. Ugh.
In the flow. Something for the spring.
Ah. It's fine. I like this Lucio skin.
Back again for another try. The tree of life is ready. Irrepressible. Move it. Life from life. They're going to love me.
Okay. Fucking Junkrat.
The payload has reached the
A touch of regrowth.
Okay. Hi, Ginger Sore. I love you. Hope you're doing well. My
In the flow.
beloved.
That should do it. Life protects life.
Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm above. No.
My trees.
Okay. No, Lucio. Ah, there's so much happening.
Better.
I'm sorry. You were almost dead.
Bounding forth. Come here, will you?
Oh fuck.
The numbers do not favor us. A big hug for large friend. Life protects life.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Ah! There's so much happening. 1v1 me, Kiriko. Oh fuck. Except for the fact that she can heal herself. It's just me and Kiriko. Oh my god. Getting a tattoo. Let's fucking go. That's exciting.
play of the game.
We gotta endorse the Lucio. How goes games? Games are alright. Games are kind of eh. I'm mainly just here for the chaos, honestly. I try to do some healing. I try to keep my team alive, and then I try to get out. Like, hang on, let's see. 5k heals? Very little damage. Oh, that's funny. Chaos is a vibe. It really is. I've recently learned that punching a fast-moving hero is better than trying to hit them with a weapon. Yeah, probably. However, that was a lot of me panicking. What are you getting for a tattoo if you'd like to share? I'm curious.
Welcome to Oasis. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Yeah, me and Overwatch are like I either get like frustrated super early on in the match and then I'm kind of like, oh, whatever, I'm done with this one already, or I just have no clue what's going on.
Spend every moment growing into who you truly are. You
However,
look like a talented bunch. This should be quick.
Knowledge is its own reward.
สวัสดี
It's a Skyrim tattoo, a trad style version of the Blade of Woe. Oh, that sounds really cool.
1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Let us keep our questionable choices to a minimum.
Marked by the dragon.
Your end is within
A
my
touch of
reach.
regrowth.
Area denial. I'm under attack.
Fuck off.
The objective is
Come here, will you?
A taste of
The
poison.
warmth of violence.
Overwatch streamer, no! I swear, no! Also.
Windborn.
Hey, they have a life weaver. Ah! There's a hamster. Oh, okay. Well, I did a nice fly into the air. I was joking a while ago with Kevin to tattoo his shifty
I wanted
emote.
that one.
If they can make the eyes shift in the tattoo as well. Imagine you could get like GIF. Could you fuck off?
A little care always helps.
Seriously, fuck off.
You will be renewed.
Oh, you would. Long by the side.
There you go with everyone.
You cannot escape me.
Face my burning fist.
Why not join me on the objective? When to quit. I'm really feeling the heat. Something for the sting.
Also, hi Anna, I love you. I don't know if I said that. Technically, I did only choose to play Overwatch because Kiersey said, hey, what if you played Overwatch so that I could watch it? And I said, okay, just for you. Okay, well.
You're stuck.
สงสัยต้องลองวิธีอื่นละ
I'm not an Overwatch stream.
The numbers do not favor us.
Scared.
Hello.
Fuck off.
Can't have it getting worse.
Jesus Christ.
Life protects life.
Incoming.
This ends now.
Up and at it. ชีวิตปกป้องชีวิต
Hey!
Take cover.
Fuck your tree!
Brimming with firelight. ล่องไปกับสายลม Some healing.
Hi Rev, I love you. I'm doing well. I think you might be an Overwatch streamer. It's in the title and the category. Oh no, you might be right. But I was playing
Windborn.
J Foods. Oh whoa. Sorry, I'm very distracted. No, Cassidy! Cassidy's 1v1ing the hamster. Oh.
That'll turn your head.
However, I was playing Spirit City earlier. Oh fuck. Okay. So, does that count? Cassidy is 1v1ing the hamster. Listen, they were up there by themselves. They might have been kissing, but you know, they also could have been fighting. Doomfist. Doomfist, no.
Something for the sting.
Just keep that.
Oh fuck. Okay. They just had like 3 ults all at once. Who the fuck? Oh. I was very confused about that, but that's just how Doomfist's ult works.
Ladies and gentlemen, lost. Start your engines. Score 0.
A Spirit City made, yeah. I started streaming and then Kiersey was like, "What if you played Overwatch for me?" And then she looked, she did the little ooh woo face, and she was like, "Please." She literally, hello. She literally looked at me like this.
A pleasure.
Greetings.
5,
hi.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2.
And I was like, "Well, how am I supposed to argue with
Being
that?"
down just makes the comeback all the more exciting.
Your end is within my reach. What is it now?
A little care always helps.
Oh, hello, Zenyatta. Okay.
สงสัยต้องลองวิธีอื่นละ
Okay. I just life gripped him straight out of the game. Could you guys fuck off?
Couldn't have done better.
Disrupting.
That should do it.
Let's get on with it.
Okay.
The numbers do not favor us. Windborn.
Okay, well. I want out of this game. I do not like this other team that keep coming to our spawn.
ฉลาดกันนักนะเอ๊ะเดี๋ยวลองพวกเอง Safety in numbers.
Yeah, I want out of this game. Poseidon, the Greek god, wants to drown me so bad I am not allowed in the water. Oh my god.
That should do it.
Pass
into the iris.
Helden sterben nicht.
defeat.
What a fucking assholes. Oh my god. You do not need to come to our spawn. Rev! Wait a fucking second.
Heard you like bombs.
Rev is a Cassidy main? Rev just absolutely shit on us. It's because I'm Texas. You just are Texas? Yeehaw. Oh. Thought you named your cat after a Greek god. No, my cat's name is Matcha, and she got a bath yesterday. Oh no. Rev is Yeehaw Matt Mercer? Apparently. Rev is Matt Mercer. Well, have you ever seen Rev and Matt Mercer in the same room? Technically, even though I move all the time, I spent the longest in Texas, so I'm just Texas now. Okay. Have you ever seen... Okay. We need to spend more time apart. Our brain is just becoming one singular brain cell, snapped in half and shared amongst me, Anna, and Sari. Kier gets a brain cell to herself because she has an actual job and actual responsibilities. Reaching out so secretly and delicately to take the brain cell. I wouldn't even notice, honestly. If I play enough today, I should be able to get the Brig skin. Oh, whoa. They stole Bastion from you. Oh, no. Hanzo. Haha, you're a Hanzo main. Oh, man, not this one.
I could mend you, though you may have to convince me first.
We all have the same mains. I like Hanzo. Hanzo's cool.
Terrible. I hope it'll last.
No way, Arson is now playing Overwatch too. What kind of nerd are you? I had somebody, I did this on the wall the other day, and I had somebody try to do like the hot dog thing like next to it. It was very, very funny. Ah, Orisa. Oh god.
Come here, will you? A pleasure.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Well, that went a lot better than I thought it would. My region is kind of known for its attitude, which I embrace, but also I know not every region has a thing. Imagine, oh, I am being shot at. I was reading chat. That's kind of rude.
Bounding forth.
See, I think it's funny because I live in a specific area that, like, someone that I know, I grabbed the wrong person. I'm so sorry.
Life protects life. I was feeling lonely.
Oh, okay, that was ours. I thought that was red because it was the enemy, and I was like, oh, fuck it. No, that's just our team reviving one of us. But the funniest thing is that I live in an area, and like Cam knows this area, and he like mentioned, he was like, oh yeah, this area is this kind of way, and I was like, brother, I don't leave my fucking house. Oh god, Arisa. No! Ah!
Can't have it getting worse.
So, like, my area could be very specific.
Do something!
No! Where are they? It's Bob! Fucking Bob!
That should do it.
There's a Kiriko behind us.
Collaboration? Lovely.
Not the DPS Mercy. We're being stalked by a Kiriko, I think.
Feeling better, I hope. Thank you so much.
Ah! I don't want to talk about it.
Life protects life.
That is way far over, more far over than I thought it would be. I'm not very good at placing things. Oh fuck. Okay. Kira mains are terrifying, honestly.
Back again.
No! Stay alive! Arisa! I don't know how to get to you! Okay.
Hello. Ngay sahai.
I was gonna spray it, but I forgot what button the spray was. Ah! We are just being stalked by a Kiriko.
Cannot escape me. Kill the Mahal.
Oh, well that was pretty satisfying.
I'm moving the payload. Feel free to join me. Threats detected. Irrepressible. Junk.
No!
A big
I grabbed the wrong
hug for
person.
large friend. Victory.
Let's go! Oh my god. Of course it was Junkrat. Let me in. Okay, we're taking small breaks between games because I get overwhelmed. But if that's okay with you. I like playing one and then looking at chat and seeing what was going on. Let me endorse. I'm sorry, I have to endorse the Bastion. I'm sorry that they took Bastion from you, but Bastion is just too cute. I would like to hold the little hamper in my hands and give him a small kiss on the forehead. I believe you. I would also like to do that. It's actually smarter for the Orisa to die because then the whole team can come back for another fight. Yeah, that's fair. I just feel bad seeing the little critical on my teammate and not being able to get to them. And then like I'm like on the other side of the wall and then they die and I'm like, no. If only I knew where the fuck I was going. Oh my god. Butsy with the res, by the way. Give him a big old wheel for enrichments. I feel like having him have like a giant wheel would also be kind of funny. Cause it would be like the ball, but it would only go one way. And it would be worse than everything else that he already had. New legendary skin. That's better. See, I was just thinking about like them changing his power. But yeah. Oh, it's not legendary, it's mythic. Oh. Imagine. I still don't know hardly anything about this game, honestly. Like, yes, they have to, it resets. There's like season changes. Probably a lot like Fortnite where they add stuff. Basically it's like Fortnite but Overwatch. I was about to say Anna we're in BC, but then I looked up and I saw that you were in the BC. So never mind.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Purchased Mythics once. It's been gone for over 3 seasons. Interesting. Yeah, I assume with a title like Mythics, it would be like rare.
Spend every moment growing into who you truly are.
There is always room for brilliance.
This is another Dragon Age Inquisition Bard song, and it's once again making me want to play Dragon Age.
Oh, what's the word?
It was probably a bad idea to add the Bard songs to my playlist because
Any of those will do.
it just makes me want to play.
Ngay Sahai, stay near, will you? I hate when people run off without me. A pleasure.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay, well.
Bounding forth.
No! It's so sad when Bastion dies because he just breaks into like 100 pieces. It just falls apart. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I fell off. I don't want to talk about it. Okay.
Receive my aid.
Well.
Lost. Stop the payload.
Better? Long by the side, long.
وريهم قوتك. Come take I'm taking off. Justice reigns from above.
Ow. Ow! I got stuck. I don't want to talk about it.
Scanning.
Back again for another try. In the flow.
I think one of my favorite things about playing Lifeweaver is just like having tree for like a ridiculous amount of time, but everybody is all separated, so I don't want to use it.
Life protects life.
In chaos lies opportunity.
Long by the silo.
Okay.
Take cover. The tree is gone.
Thank you.
I think my problem with high ground is that I have a really bad habit of like falling off of stuff. I can't heal you.
Can't have it getting worse. Safety in numbers. Brimming with BioLite.
Rocket barrage incoming.
No. Oh, that's you. Okay. I was like, no, the monkey. Gotta protect him. Oh, it's Anna. Never mind. Now that one. No! God fucking damn it. I had to reload. I hate Mercy and Pharah so fucking much. And I hate to say that because, you know, you love to see strong female characters in video games. And of course, people are so, like, rough on female characters all the time for no fucking reason at all. But they're so annoying.
My tree is gone. Find cover.
Oh, sorry. There's somebody coming around.
Enemy located.
Touching down.
Your end is within my reach.
A little care always helps. Long by the silo. I have you. Brimming with BioLite.
My ultimate.
Yeah, I love being able to life grip people out of Mauga's ult and Orisa's ult.
Hey,
Free to engage.
Absolutely my favorite shit.
That should do.
No! No! Ah!
The numbers do not favor us.
Fuck!
Get them off the payload.
Ow. Ouchie. 6k heals, though. Farrah teabagged me, touch grass, yeah. Imagine playing probably one of the strongest characters and then teabagging everyone else.
Barrage incoming.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That was a waste of my ult. But I don't care. Okay, maybe it wasn't a waste of my ult. That just saved my ass. Oh my god.
I see a hostile. Repairing your cellular makeup.
Double kill.
Oh, did he just fall off the map?
I'm taking off.
Some healing?
Okay, that was kind of cool.
Enemy located. They're the test subject.
It was a pleasure. That should do it.
A taste of poison.
60 seconds remaining.
Oh fuck.
Power emanates.
In the flow.
Oh, that's their spawn. I didn't even realize that it moved.
End is within my reach.
Seconds remaining.
Rocket barrage incoming. Stop the payload with everything you got.
I see a hostile.
Oh, fuck.
Windborne.
Taking off.
10 seconds remaining.
Enemy located.
Justice.
Life protects life.
Okay, that was a panicked ult. Let's go. I was like, oh god, I don't know if we can survive this with the tree. But let's fucking go.
Play of the game.
Sari! I didn't skip this one. It's you! You're the best! I got more kills than the other Pharah. I win. I didn't realize that that was their spawn. I get confused. Oh, I'm muted on Discord? Oh. I must have accidentally hit it when my melee button is also on my mouse. I must have hit it accidentally when I was meleeing. I'm sorry. I can't hear like the Discord mute and like sounds because of streamer mode. I'm sorry. I just thought you hate us. I do actually. Yeah, my I have two buttons on my mouse, and one of them I use to mute in Discord. It's mainly back from like when I used to play DVD with people a lot. I probably could swap that off because I do have it on my stream deck as well. But and I have my melee button, my melee in Overwatch as the same, like the one next to it. So sometimes I will accidentally mute or unmute without meaning to. But yeah, getting more kills than the other Pharah definitely means that you win. Also, we just won. Took me a hot second to learn that the spawn changes. See, the thing is that there was one time, and this was like what made me realize that the spawns change. There was this one time where I was being targeted. I was like Lifeweaver, and I was being targeted by this Reinhardt, and he like went to our spawn right as the like the payload made it to a checkpoint and it changed the spawn, and I went to like go back to the to the spawn because this Reinhardt was just like targeting me specifically, and then it wasn't spawn anymore, and I was like, oh fuck. Oh shit, it's just me and a giant man with a hammer. That's dangerous. Not that great. Not that great of a time. Oh, we're almost at 3 hours. What? My laptop is frozen. Oh no. Uh-oh. One of my highlights is the Diva ult and then life grip. Let's fucking go. I forgot to go back and try to find that. Last night, me and Anna were playing. I can hear everything, but I cannot move. I'm so sorry. Technology really sucks these days. Oh, Sari has left the group. 07. Me and Anna were playing, and they were playing Diva, and we were kind of the other team was being quite aggressive, and we were doing our best. And yeah, you can do that. I'll probably wait until the next ads run, and then I'll probably play just a little bit longer, and then we'll find somebody to raid into. I just had to force turn off my laptop. GG's. Okay. General hydrate. I will take a hydrate and general self-care check. Hang on. But Anna like did the Diva ult like with the self-destruct thing, and I just like came around the corner and saw critical on Diva up in the air, and I just like life grip just out of like pure panic, and just managed to life grip Anna right as he did the self-destruct and left the mech in the air, but life gripped Diva out and away from the danger. And it was really cool. There was also one time I life gripped Anna when he was Sombra and he did the big EMP, and then everybody like turned everybody like turned to Sombra to like attack them, and I life gripped Anna out of it. Then that's why I like life gripping and I like Life Weaver. Anyway, general self-care check for everybody. Make sure that you are also drinking some water. Every hydrate redeem for me is a hydrate redeem for you guys as well. Get some food if you have not had any in a while. Take any meds that you have coming up or that you might have missed. Put on some chapstick, some lotion. Put on your blue light glasses or protective glasses if you're Rev Spicy. What else do I normally say? Sit up straight, stop shrimping, stop sitting on your foot, stop sitting on your tailbone if you are, and give your pets a pat and be kind to yourself. I'm probably gonna wait until oh, I didn't know if you were done. I didn't ask. I'm probably gonna wait until my ads run through, but for some reason I can't invite Sari. I'm saying okay, that makes sense. This is really funny. I have level 19 Life Weaver, level 15 Zenyatta, and level 14 Hanzo. Can you tell that I don't play tank very much? Tank is stressful. Show off your epic game moment. I did realize that when I changed my memory again, like this is the old hard drive. I don't have any of the play of the games, any of the clips that I saved because they're on the other hard drive. They're on the SSD and I don't have access to them anyway. I did save this one. I was being toxic. I should not have been toxic. But this sojourn right here chased me down to our spawn. Chased me down to our spawn and killed me before I could get like to the rest of my team. And then like when I came back, I found her like still injured and killed her. And then the next time I saw her, she tried to 1v1 me while the tanks were fighting. And I still killed her. And I'm like, I am Lifeweaver. I am a support. How did that happen? How did I manage to out damage you? Oh, you sent the, okay. I was a little bit confused as what you mentioned, but it's fine. Hang on. Look. The Anna as Diva. The volume is far down.
Neutralizing projectile. Pilot disengaging.
And I'm just like, all right, let's go. And then it's like, what the fuck? That was so cool. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Time to go back in. Oh, that was a good one. And the funny thing is that I was mainly just panicking. I came around the corner and, wait, show it again. Okay, hang on. Sorry.
Neutralizing projectile. Pilot disengaging. Enjoy that.
Oh my god. It was cool. And I'm just like, all right, let's go. We're going in. Oh my god. It was pretty cool. I just came around the corner and like panicked because there was like a critical symbol on Anna in the air and I was like, hello? Oh, that's the wrong scene. That's also the wrong scene. This is what happens when I don't. This is what happens when I don't have my stream deck is I keep clicking all of the wrong things. And then you can see me go AFK to freak out in VC. And what's really funny is that I have like the overlay on that turns like that makes it so that the like VC text chat doesn't make noise. So I didn't even notice that Anna had said anything until after like that game or something. And then I looked over at Discord and I was like, oh, wait, what did we do? Anyway. But that is why I like Life Weaver's grip, like yoink ability. Dolphin at one point said that Lifeweaver is a bit more of a Mimi support, and I'm like, yeah, I could see that, I suppose, but also it's like it's pretty good. Like I like it. I like being able to pull my friend out of danger. I feel bad when I like accidentally pull the wrong person, or you can like almost tell that you like pull someone that's critical, like critical health, you they need your help, and you like pull them, but it like yoinks them out of like the fight that they were in, and it kind of like is a little bit disorienting. But I'm like, I'm so sorry, you were almost dead, to the point where I couldn't have healed you quickly enough. She said 1v1 me IRL. She really did. There's the ad break. Okay, ads should be done. And now, be ready for the next one. If you guys are ready, that is. Character, play of the game, date. I don't even put dates. I'm just like numbering them. I'm like, number 1, number 2. Oh, I think I canceled Q for me. Uh-oh. We're breaking things. I mean, like, I can just... Okay. Hang on. Let's just cancel that. I was gonna say, I could just cancel it overall and then see if you could choose then, but... There's an eco in here now. The match we just played was my 100th quick play match. Let's go. Okay, are we ready? Treats for the kitten. She is eating some of her wet food right now, but I'll give her some crunchy treats as well. Okay. I have given her some treats. She had some and then she went back to her wet food, but I'm going to leave them out so that she can eat them when she's ready. And a boop. I miss cat cam. Yeah, I really need to figure out how to get the cat cam set back up. Because, like, one of the reasons why I stopped doing cat cam was because my computer couldn't handle streaming the game and the game and cat cam all at the same time. So, like, maybe when I get a little upgrade with my PC, we can figure out how to do cat cam again. Of course, that is depending on her actually being in my room long term.
Welcome to Rialto.
Rialto. Fluffed honey. Okay. And pineapple. I need to like get her. We got 2 annoying ass DPS. So sorry, except the fact that we're not that sorry. We are doing this side of this side of this map is again not very good.
Kill prey 15 times their size.
So good luck to us.
I'm advising my prey not to test me.
Why you hit me?
Yes.
What is your fascination with artificial decay?
To reverse entropy, we must tame it.
But inflicting it on yourself, you're withering away.
I've always thrived under a deadline.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. I see the enemy. Escort the payload.
Feeling better, I long by the side.
I am still thinking about the game that I had on this map with the Roadhog that just kept trying to like pull everyone off into the water. And then we got like a pretty good tank that was like Sigma, I think, and was pretty good with using his shield. And we managed to like get them.
More swimmers in the deep end of the deck. The fray is upon us.
Of course, then one time I got Roadhog on this map, and I tried to do that, but I
Life protects life. Can't have it getting worse.
didn't know how exactly to do it. Because I assume that you like yoink and then you turn a specific way. Oh, that was a lot of... Oh, yeah, Bob. Right, Bob. Hi, everybody. Everybody plus Bob. No! Oh, hello. Zenyatta. Okay.
Team kill.
A taste of poison.
Windborn. The name's Cass. A little care always helps.
Oh god, Sari. No! That was so violent. Of course you fucking did. I would too. I ain't even mad about it.
In the flow. Something for the sting.
EMP activated.
Oh my god, how did they tear through that so fast? No! Cassidy!
Have it getting worse.
Surrender to my
Life protects life.
I can't. He's moving too fast. Okay.
The tree is falling. Take care. Rounding forth. Some healing.
Non-beanie. I should try playing them more often because I played them a little bit
a taste of poison.
like a couple of weeks ago and they're kind of fun. Remembering like how short range they are is a little bit weird sometimes, but also non-beanie cool.
The universe does not weep.
Feeling better. Stay near.
Oh hey! No! No! Okay. Everybody was able to dodge out of the way. Nice. Welcome back, Mal. Oh fuck! Oh shit! Sometimes I forget that like Bob will like if she sends out Bob and you're in the way,
Windborn.
you will get knocked around.
Misery made
Payload ain't worth much just sitting here. Let's move.
Fuck you. Nice try.
Step right.
Double kill.
Better.
You can hack Bob. Nice.
Rounding forth. Be sure to comfort each other, will you?
surrender to my will.
He just said be sure to comfort each other, will you?
The payload has reached
A
the
touch
checkpoint.
of regrowth.
What is that melody?
Brimming with fire.
I almost just panic grabbed someone before I realized that that was Sari that did the ult.
EMP activated.
The barrier appears.
Pain is inevitable.
Barrier is nearly spent.
Something for the sting.
Oh, ow. I died to Junkrat's death bombs. Oh no. It does tend to happen. I could have put down my tree, but I didn't want to panic do it.
Windborn.
Pass into the iris.
Life protects life.
No! Fuck off, Lucio. My god. Ah! Jesus Christ.
What awaits us beyond this plane?
You cannot escape.
Ah, a familiar sting of failure.
Payload
ล่องไปกับสายลม
Need to get a move on.
Fire in the hole!
Can't have it getting worse.
Surrender to my will.
Step rider.
Okay.
Big styler.
The enemy outnumbers us.
In the flow.
No!
Excavation initiation!
Okay.
What's the hold up? Get that thing moving.
Time for spring.
A taste of poison.
Bounding forth.
I can't heal you.
Into the iris.
Oh, of course.
Gotta hurry.
Some healing. A big hug for large friend. Irrepressible.
I'm under attack.
Better.
30 seconds remaining.
Surrender to my will.
I don't. Burn with me. Life protects me.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Okay.
Amateur hour.
Overtime.
No, come on. We're so close.
My tree is gone. Find cover. ล่องไปกับสายลม
Cannot escape me.
Can't have it getting worse.
The barrier's weakened. The barrier.
No. Man, that was really close one. Ended up being a lot better than I thought it would be. I'm happy with a close game like that. Oh, the Arisa's name. I didn't even look. And I will not be looking then. Oh, I haven't endorsed Anna. My bad. I gotta endorse Pineapple. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna say that out loud, because there's that one time that I said one of the person's names. But I gave no other context. I just said the name. And it was a bit weird. All right. I think I'll try to do one more. I believe that name was like I shat myself or something like that. Now that I think about it, and I just said it because the name startled me, and then everybody was like, "What?" Oh my god, that was really fucking funny. The name just like startled me, and like Sari, I think it was the same game that Sari was like, I was just killed by like wet fart or something like that.
Now traveling to Busan.
You know what? I'll do a Lucio game. Froggy man.
We're here to be heard.
Can't sing. Sad. One of the things that's weird about Lucio is the fact that he kind of like continues moving.
Hello.
Ah, stuck.
You ever broken patient confidentiality? I can't say. You're good.
5, 4, 3.
Like when you stop moving, he continues to slide just a little bit.
Capture the objective.
This is my favorite part.
Systems hot. The fray is upon us.
Catch these healing waves.
Ow.
The objective is
Ah! Ah!
You want that louder? Hold it.
that is enough from you.
Behind you. Be nourished. Back off. I'm feeling good.
Systems hot.
Ah! No!
Go.
Too close.
Behind you.
Yeah, I'll turn it up.
Oh, there was a cowboy. Hey, there seems to be a man standing there shooting at me. I simply did not notice.
You know, it's not always
My bad.
top hit. And ready to activate the sound barrier.
Oh god. Oh god. No! Okay, well.
Fermi. Para reporting.
This music stops for no one. Let us end this. Poison.
I require assistance.
Turn it up, turn it up.
Oh god. No! Okay. That fucking cowboy has killed me every single time I've died. It's been the it's been the goddamn cowboy.
Hi.
Could you guys fuck off?
Let's get some healing beats going. Oh, let's break it.
Oh fuck.
These beats are
Oh, I got an achievement, and I got squished by Tifa's by Tifa's mech. Oh, that's embarrassing.
next track. You want that louder? How's that for sound therapy?
Okay, well.
Back off.
First round lost.
My ultimate
was just
is
a sound.
almost
What's
ready.
up?
Meet your fate.
Score 0-1.
Greetings.
Systems online. Weapons ready.
Ah, I got stuck. Let me up.
Forget regulation. After this mission, I'm throwing a party.
And
5,
slide.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
One more mistake. Heal up.
Okay, well.
Your end is within. Terminated.
The objective is now
It's fine.
kill.
Okay, could you fuck off? Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
Thanks.
Big stanger lax.
Fun fact, you do not actually have to run towards someone's base.
Break up the game. For all the days.
Okay. I also just can't aim, so that is a problem.
Time for a remix.
Could you fuck off? Oh my fucking god!
A taste of poison. Dispersing.
Next track. This beat will heal you up.
I'm gonna play who I want to play, and that's going to be it.
Nerf this.
Let's do it faster. That was just a sound check. How's that for sound therapy? Behind you.
Defeat.
Anyway, that's...
Play of the game.
Literally, like, if you want to play comp, go play comp. Do not play unranked, because it's supposed to be more chill. That is the whole fucking point. Like, what? I don't understand what you guys think is supposed to happen. Oh my god. I don't want to end with that because they were being really fucking annoying, but I don't want to play another game. So we're gonna find somebody to raid. Thank you guys for gaming. GG's. And that is why I don't like playing Overwatch sometimes. Thank you for game. You're so welcome. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Hang on, where's Discord? Bye, Sarah, I love you. But yeah, and that is why I don't like Overwatch sometimes, because it makes me actually like interact with people, and people are one of the worst parts about gaming. And what's even funnier is that I was not even paying attention to what they were saying anyway, because I don't pay attention to what they say. You are now eligible to get Battle Pass tier skip for Overwatch 2. Ooh, thank you so much. I forgot that drops are enabled. All right, let's see who's on. Who's on? Do we want to raid into? That is such a good emote. Okay, so we could go to someone playing Dead by Daylight. We could go to the kittens. I haven't raided the kittens this week yet. And I think after that game, that might be what we need. We might need some adorable kittens. I think that's where we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go to the kittens. Nope, that's shout out. Okay. Yes, that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go raid the kittens. We're not gonna do a raid message because I don't know. I still don't know what their like rules about spam or anything like that is. But we're gonna go in. We're gonna get some healing kitten vibes. And just enjoy the time. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I love you guys. I should be streaming again tomorrow. Tomorrow, I believe we are doing my Coco villager hunt that I promised to do, and then we found Rudy, and then I promised to do it, but I hadn't moved anyone off my island yet. And then just yesterday, Zucker asked to leave, so we are ready to villager hunt for Coco tomorrow. And I am excited. We're not gonna do like bingo or anything because I feel like we've overdone bingo maybe a little bit, and it's not really like that popular of a thing anymore. But that's what we're gonna do. Join the Discord. I didn't mean to yell it, but join the Discord for more information about when I'm going live and what I'm doing and what's going on and all of that. Plus the good bingo site died. That is true. Follow Adorable Kittens if you are not